And I just realized I have not unmute myself. So once again, a very good evening to everyone. Welcome to TGI with Christina. It's been a long time. I did not do this kind of, I would say it's a beginner mistakes. I'm sure on the YouTube, you do not know what's going on. So basically, Body Mind Soul magazine go lives on every Friday night as well as Saturday afternoon in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur time. And it's not just Instagram that I'm live. I'm actually live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So apparently my mic is muted on YouTube and Facebook for my opening. But nonetheless, it has been a very beautiful week for a lot of us in Malaysia because it has been a long holiday break. Selamat Hari Raya to all those who are still celebrating Hari Raya, yeah, and it's in the in the spirit of festive, right? So that is why I decided, let's do something like this. Food you can't do without at a gathering. So let me know where you're coming in or where you're tuning in from. At the same time, share with me what kind of food that you have had. And it is a must-have at a gathering. And for those who are on Instagram, I truly invite you to join us on our Facebook as well as our YouTube if you are. If not, it's okay. You can just still stay on Instagram. Anyhow, we are going live simultaneously three platforms at the same time. So how is everyone for the Raya festive break? I'm sure a lot of us have taken a long break to go for a holiday, especially, it's been a long time that we somehow or rather feel everything is kinda endemic and back to normal. Yeah, I can see, in the shopping mall, everywhere is filled with people. Everyone is so happy gathering in the restaurant, eating, of course, with the standard procedure that needs to be practiced. We still be cautious, still take care of ourselves. But, it doesn't stop us to enjoy food that we love prior to pandemic. And this is why I thought, why don't I do something about food again? Because Christina and food, among the friends, my friends all know when it comes to food, that is my passion. This is what I love, and I love food. I'm a true foodie. So let us talk a little bit before I go into the topic. I would really love for all of you who is watching it currently, or even, if you are watching it in the replay, to drop in what is the food that you can't do without at a gathering. Let me know. At the same time, I would really love to highlight something to you. Okay, let me just make this. Okay, so this is what we have for our volume 32, all right? And it's the Mystical Light. It's basically still available, and it's available free for everyone, our e-magazine, our e-digital copy. And what you have there is, of course, all these beautiful articles that have been curated by our very hard-based, what do you call that, our editors that have been sourcing all the articles. And you know what? One of the article is actually, or one of the content in our magazine, it is about recipe. So for me personally, I believe, and I grew up in an environment or a culture where I truly believe that food bonds us together. So let me know, what is your feeling, right? What is your connection in a gathering? What is the food that you can't miss? When I think about it, I would say the kids nowadays, when we ask them, let's have a party, then they will ask for fast food. Back then, I believe, people who are around my age, our experience is slightly different. So let us just break it a little bit. When we talk about gathering, definitely there are parties gathering. There are party type of gathering. You have like birthday party, you have welcome party, you have farewell party, and also family gathering, that where it's just all the different states of relatives all gather together at one day, like festive season, Raya especially. Now, a lot of us, we went back home, balik kampung, and now back to work, of course. Just 1 week passed so fast, right? Anyhow, so the best thing is, for me, when I was young, I'm very lucky together with my siblings, of course. I have to speak on behalf of my sibling. That's what I remember, except one of my brother whose birthday is fall on the Chinese New Year, so hardly we throw any birthday party when he grew up because it is always during the Chinese New Year. Poor him, yeah. But anyway, so for me and my another brother, we were quite lucky that we had birthday party, especially me. So during the birthday party, I realized, and when I was preparing for this, I realized, you know what? It is a must-have for me in a gathering or in a birthday party. It really unconscious, we will definitely have fried mee hoon. Okay, hands up for those who, or let me know, hands up for those who agree to this. We definitely will have fried mee hoon. We definitely will have either curry vegetables or curry chicken. Back then I still take meat, right? And then we definitely will have agar-agar. And we will not, okay, take me, yeah, we will not have rice, white rice, but we will have fried rice. The fried rice must serve with egg, and also the different nuts, or all the green peas, corns, and the carrots, the pre-packed frozen green peas, carrots, and corn. And that is like a must-have for us. And this is how I remember my birthday party, right? When I and that's gathering with my friends, when I was young. And when I look at my nephews and niece's birthday party nowadays, it's all served mostly, I would say, fast food and pizza, right? So those are their must-have right now. How about you? Let me see. Let me see what we have over here. Hello, hello, hi. Heart shape, pyong 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 back. And what will be the food to eat when you gather with your best friend, family, colleague, someone you love? Yes, definitely during gathering. Yeah, during gathering is definitely. Hi, Sylvia, all the way from Europe, Amsterdam. Are you still at Amsterdam, Sylvia? So this is quite interesting for me. And because I was prepping for this, so I asked around my friend, then I realized there are also other gatherings at different time. So when we grew up, when we age wisely, I would say, when we age wisely, we no longer gather at night that much because we need to sleep slightly earlier. And some of my friends are married with kids, right? So they have to prep their kids to sleep at certain time so that the kids will have the rhythm that they need. So then I noticed we move our dinner gathering to breakfast gathering. Then during the breakfast gathering, the food that I can't do without, or my friends can't do without, is definitely Malaysia. I would say Malaysia culture, which is dim sum. Or for Klang Valley, right? For Klang Valley, it is pakute. So my group of friends, back then before I'm a vegetarian, they don't mind to drive all the way to Klang just to enjoy a bowl of good bakute. Of course, now they have to go for dim sum rather than bakute because dim sum, they are vegetarian option for me, right? So, and then I remember back then, dim sum was a Sunday gathering, family gathering outing for my family. It's like every morning we have to wake up. We are forced to wake up. Let me rephrase. We are forced to wake up early by my father so that we can go and wait for a table. It's not like lining up now, so systematic. You have number, so there is no what do you call that? You don't have to rush. You don't have to fight. So-called fight for a table. Back then is whichever table that you think this person is going to finish soon. Okay, then you will stand behind them or stand right in front of them, hoping that with your presence, with your presence of standing in front of them, looking at them eating, it will make them eat faster so that you can take the table. And when there's another family or another kid is looking at the same table, then you will look at that kid, and then the two of you will try to use the eye to communicate and see who will take the table. This kind of thing. It's fun, right? It's fun for me. When I was young, I would say that this is one of the outing. Of course, nowadays we have a lot more options of restaurants, of places to go. Back then, options are quite limited, I would say, right? So these are some of the fun things, and it is a must-have food that I can't do without. And as I share with everyone, right? Now my friends, they are all morning kakis. I didn't realize the shift of our lifestyle until recently. I realized all the hangouts were asking about, do you want to do brunch? Do you want to do all the gathering were asking about, do you want to do brunch? Do you want to do breakfast? I was wondering, where has dinner been? So if any one of you who have the same situation, who maybe you just reflect and realize, oh yeah, this is happening to me as well, do share with me, so that I know I'm not alone. That's for sure. Let me see over here some of the comments. I see my friends bake cakes, breads and cakes for their children and share with friends. I remember me and my bro and sisters with their partner, we prepare steamboat together. It just feel bonded. Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I'll get back to that one. Yeah, we will wake up early to have dim sum with my parents, enjoy most famous dim sum at Malacca. Exactly, So you see, gathering, it does not just serve as having a food to eat, right? It actually have much more, So some family, I realized when I was asking, some family, they prefer the must-have food, especially in Singapore, when during Chinese New Year. That was my very first visit to all my Singapore extended relative. And I realized, hey, the culture is different, because over there in Singapore, every houses that I visited, and I remember I think I was standard 4 or 5. So it's about 10, 11, right? That time you are still growing up, you can eat a lot, that's for sure. But imagine, we try to squeeze all the houses, like all my father, uncle, and elders. There are like 10 siblings. My grandma has 10 siblings. Out of 10, 8 based in Singapore, and we tried to visit all the 8 houses in one day. Every house that we went, they serve steamboat without fail, and I got culture shock. Why everyone can eat steamboat at any time of the day, and when everyone arrives, they will just start and heat up the boat, which is the pot itself, and ask you, come, let's eat. And of course, they are all distant relatives, right? They are all distant relatives, so I don't really know the children. In fact, I don't know the children. So being the family that I only know my siblings, I remember me and my siblings, we were just quietly eating. And we eat, we eat, and we eat, and it's hot. It is a hot afternoon. And I don't know how, hot afternoon you can eat steamboat. But it does give me a feeling of surprise, that's for sure. A second thing is I managed to enjoy lots of good food that I've never tried before. It kind of helped to sort of, bond me and my elder, all those elder, because there is a generation gap, because I never met them before. They are all my grandma siblings. It was the first time. And I remember one of I would say the great auntie, great auntie. I think we label it great auntie in English. I remember she was being so kind that she looked at me thinking that I am too shy to eat, but in fact, I was too full to enjoy, because that was like the 4th or 5th house, and if I'm not mistaken, almost the last few houses that we need to visit. So she quietly prepped everything into a bowl of the steamboat and just bring it to me. Girl, have some. Of course, it break the ice, and I look at her. Then I have to ask my mom, how should I address her? Ask my father, how should I address her? Then I have to address her the correct title and salutation. You know, Chinese are very particular with the salutation, so I have to address her in the right salutation, and then I say thank you very much, auntie, blah blah blah, in the salutation. Then I start to eat. Yeah, quietly. I believe through the experience, that's how I started to expanded my stomach as well. No, that's a joke. I have been expanding my stomach ever since before. Of course, I want to blame that I gained weight from that trip, but yeah, but who cares? That was a long time ago. So yeah, so some family, they do steamboat, they do hot pot, you know. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, China or Taiwan, hot pot and steamboat, it's also their must-have during gathering. Why? Because everyone is eating in the same pot. It gives you that bonding feeling. It gives you that brother feeling, you know. It gives you that family feelings, even though you are friends, you are just friends, or even though you don't know each other, you know. But that is how in a steamboat gathering, it bond people together. It make people close together. It allows us to have different conversation, you see. So this is something beautiful about having food and different food at different mean of gathering, right? And of course, you also have steamboat. I would say it kind of like a very good ice breaking food that you must have during a gathering. If, let's say, you know, you're having different type or different tribes of your friends gathering together, I believe that is a very good one, you know, to let all the different tribe or your different gang of friends to let go their walls and then make us relax. And of course, with the heat, and now a lot of people like to eat mala, hot pot, the sweat and everything, right? And everyone is having fun and able to communicate more authentically or more openly. And sometimes you just say something without, you know, holding back, right? In a fun way, that's for sure. So I believe, you know, if you are having like a headache, what food to prepare during a festive season or during a what do you call that, a gathering, or you are a host, this might be a good one, right? We also have, I remember we also have potluck, where different, this is applicable to a gathering that are close friends or close family that know each other. So potluck is a good way, I believe, that, you know, my friends will cook something that they know this person will like, so they will cook it and then bring it all together, right? It also create that coziness. So potluck kind of create the coziness for me. That's how I feel. Pun Choi is another one, right? Pun Choi is also another one that recently it become very, very common, I would say, like during Chinese New Year. And then when I was asking about Raya, you know, what is my Malay friends, you know, what is the must-have items? And suddenly she reminds me, curry puff is the must-have finger food in all my gatherings. I don't care whether it's a good friends, you know, and or stranger. Curry puff will definitely easy to serve, the best to please everyone. Everyone will take 1 or 2 curry puff, and you will not need to worry about the leftover. So then when I asked her, you know, how about during Raya? So that's when I asked her, is it confirmed lemang and rendang? Because that's how I remember when I visit all my Malay friends during Raya open house. It is definitely lemang and also rendang. And of course, she mentioned something, you know, don't forget about our ketupat and kuah kacang. Then I was like, oh yeah. And you know what? Every makcik will have their own recipe for kuah kacang. And they can tailor-made it to make it either vegetarian friendly or they don't want to be vegetarian friendly as well. You know, so everything has a meaning and everything has a tradition in it. So imagine, you know, we don't really put some thoughts, you know, if I mean, especially for me, I claim myself as a foodie, but I don't really naturally or every day put some thought into the food that was served during a gathering. So this is something very fun for me. Yeah. And and my admin at the back is saying, you know what, if you don't know what to buy, the best to feed everyone is nasi lemak. Nasi lemak is our nation treasure. Okay, there are so many variety. The simplest, just a sambal, and with the nasi that cooked with the lemak, which is the coconut milk, and just with the kacang and cucumber. That's it. We are so easy to please, right? And for Chinese, wanton mee is the best. It will not go wrong with the soy sauce plus the noodle. That's it, right? So these are all the fun things that as I was, preparing for this topic, food that you can't do without at a gathering. Let me know how about yours? What is the food that you can't do without at a gathering? We also, I noticed, I was watching a documentary, and then my teammate reminded me, how about 𝙧𝙗𝙤𝙬? Hakka, they actually involve almost every member to do and prepare the dish. To them, to the Hakka, right, preparing 𝙧𝙗 is a family thing, because it requires a lot of different ingredients. At least I would say, on an average, we don't talk about the 𝙧𝙗, which is the soup itself, the paste. The paste itself requires a lot of work because it involves the tea, it involves herbs, it involves vegetables, and then they have to cook it, they have to blend it, right? There are different steps to prepare that one bowl of 𝙧𝙗 soup or the 𝙧𝙗 paste that we talk about. And I'm sure Malaysia, we all know, because we are a country that is blessed with so many different, so many different food from different culture. And as I shared earlier about the fried mee hoon during my birthday, until now, I have a joke to share with everyone later, right? And and the curry, because of our different races, it gives us the interaction of different culture mixture. It kind of like, back in the China, who eat curry like how Malaysian Chinese eat curry and enjoy all the curry, right? Malays will love the halal version of wanton mee. There are tons of them. My friend will go together with me. And as I speak about wanton mee, our master measure is yum, yum, yum wanton mee. Yes, master, we are waiting for you to come over here. How about 𝙨𝙩𝙞𝙡, Christina? What's the magic ingredient? It is so yummy. Yes, 𝙨𝙩𝙞𝙡, it is, I would say it's simple to make if you got the right powder. Okay, I'm not going to disclose what the right powder. I've watched the documentary as well. And it also requires at least a teamwork together to make this dish as well. And I know, Master, 𝙨𝙩𝙀𝙡 is your favorite dish as well. So I wait for you. It's also simple to serve. If you just have the plain one, put a little bit of soy sauce on it, voila. So different state had it differently as well. So these are the beauty thing, And I remember when I talk about steamboat, right? Penang as well, Chinese New Year, also a steamboat, right? Yeah, so all these things are, I would say, food during a gathering. It actually serves a purpose to break the ice. It bond all of us together. Like I said, I have a story to share with everyone, right? So remember I said that for us, I can't speak on behalf of all who grew up in KL, but I recall all the birthday parties that I went when I was young in KL. We all have the same standard menu from different mothers. Okay, it is always the fried mee hoon, the fried rice that have the frozen pack of green peas, corns, and carrots with fried egg. And then we have the curry vegetables. And also, of course, we have fried chicken as well in agar-agar. Of course, again, I'm a vegetarian now, but back then I'm not, right? So we always eat the fried mee hoon with the curry. We will not look for white rice. So last week, I went back home to my father's hometown and visited my grandma and my auntie. So my auntie prepared lunch for all of us. You see, again, food at a gathering. So she prepared fried mee hoon, white rice, a lot of them, and one big pot of curry vegetables. And my aunt is a vegetarian for many years, right? So at almost like the food almost finishing, she walked in and talked to me in at the dining table. She questioned, how come everyone from KL, they don't eat rice? They only serve themselves the fried mee hoon and the curry. They never had white rice. I cooked so much of white rice. Now what am I going to do with it? That is when it made me reflect and realize, oh yeah, auntie, for us who grew up in KL, we always eat fried mee hoon with curry. We never eat rice. If there is fried mee hoon, we will go after the fried mee hoon to serve with rice, because that reminds us of the happiness, of the joy that we had when we were a kid, right? And then, and my aunt, out of the blue, told me, of course, she called me my Mandarin name, and she said, hey, you like the tofu. Why don't you eat more? There are a lot more. I cook a lot more. I was wondering why she recall you like the tofu. So that is when I remember I just expressed once before that I love the stew, the tofu stew. And she cooked that because I am coming from KL. Of course, I wouldn't say she cooked that specifically for me, but she remembered it and she asked me to eat. She asked me to continue to take. She said, I remember you love tofu. You eat this one, you like this one. So I instantly feel, the love feeling, like the language of love through food. Oftentimes, we are searching for love, we are searching for the language of love. But you know what? You can feel pampered. I felt pampered. I felt cared. I felt being put in the middle of the palm. You know the Chinese saying, put in the middle of your palm and tender and care. And that's exactly how I felt. It's just magical. I would say it's just magical. You see, a simple topic as such, food you can't do without at a gathering. Oftentimes, it reminds us food that we can't do without our mom's home cooked food as well, right? In a gathering, I still recall all my uncles, they are still talking about my late grandma who passed away, or what are the food that she cooked during Chinese New Year. Without fail, every gathering, they will talk about this. So every one of us will reminiscing the food that our mom cooked. Why? Simply because those are the love language that mothers give to us, right? And these are the love language that we can find through food. So what about your own love language through food? You might be surprised that you can actually find it or feel it or felt it, if we pay a little attention to it. Now, sometimes it's very interesting. Just with a thought of having a gathering, and you make an effort to host a gathering, and you actually, bring everyone get together, and that create that bonding, and that create that closeness, that create love, and that create joy as well. And I believe that is why, after the pandemic, all of us are rushing out to meet up with friends, to chat, to hang out with family members, extended family members. I truly believe that is why we do what we are doing. Yeah. So we can change that, like for kids nowadays, they are fast food, pizza, right? Like what I mentioned earlier. But I'm sure we can change that. Let me see for Master. Can't wait to return to Malaysia soon to eat your handmade home food. We have heard you cook very nice and yummy food. Master, who you heard it from? I'm a very good food critic and foodie. I'm not sure I'm a very good cook and chef, but I will try. Never say never, because you will never know when is the yes time that you say yes, okay? So let us open ourselves up, yeah? So now we have more choices, right? Like I've shared, during gathering, it's not just fast food like how it used to be. You have more because of our culture. We have Western as well, Western influence like spaghetti, which are easy to prepare. All the kids love it, and it can be healthier choice as well. And you know what? I still believe, to me, the fried mee hoon and the curry vegetables is the best gathering food for me, because it brings joy, it brings love, it brings back a lot of little bubble of lightness, bubble of joy of my childhood. So I hope, today this live talk or this session, through food, it makes us realize we can receive so much. We can receive so much at a gathering. Beside hanging out with the right gang, beside enjoying the conversation, have that gratefulness, appreciate the food that you have in front of you. Understand one thing, understand or find out your love language through food. It can be you serving your guest. It can be you are the guest receiving it through the host. So oftentimes we kind of bypass this part. Food is just a food on the table. If you pay a little bit more attention, you will notice that some hosts really go all the way to make sure you have your favorite food on the table. If you give yourself that kind of space to just appreciate it a little bit, you'll definitely find your love language through food. Yeah. So with that, I would say thank you very much for joining me tonight on this TGIF. In the spirit of Raya celebrations, we talked about food, and food that you can't do without at a gathering. You can still type it in and let me know what are the food that you can't do without during a gathering. At the same time, I would like and love to invite you for our regular and weekly Body Mind Soul live talk number 91 over here. Okay, let me see. It is about, are you narcissistic? Okay. Narcissistic or narcissism is a very giant word for me, even though I've known the word. But through the conversation with Pascal, that is when I realized there is so much to know and discover and understand about narcissism. And there is so much that in the past, I thought, hey, isn't it that's the way it should be? In fact, it can be better. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to have some fun and, of course, interesting conversation together with Pascal all the way from Europe. And we are going to talk about, are you narcissistic? And through this entire live talk, we will be able to understand what narcissism is all about. And we will be able to identify a person with narcissistic behavior. So this is very interesting. I didn't know I've been coming across with narcissistic behavior, personality in my life until Pascal highlighted to me. So with that, I will say thank you, everyone. Have a good rest. And if you are still in the spirit of celebrating Raya, continue to have fun, continue to have more food, continue to understand your love language with food or through food. And I wish one day you can just write it back to me and tell me, Christina, thank you for this live talk. And I realized the love language from my aunt, from my uncle, from whoever it is. And it made me feel cared, pampered, and tender. That is what we always wish to do. Body Mind Soul always aims to impact life positively. And tonight, we hope we spread joy to all of you. With that, I'll say goodbye and see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Are you narcissistic? Bye, everyone.